Hello dear students, today's topic is relative clauses. Let us consider the example the virus had killed thousands of people. In this example, the virus is the subject and the action of the subject is killing and the receiver of this action is the thousands of people. So subject, verb and object are given. Here there is no information about the virus, what kind of virus it is, where was it born. If you want to add such a kind of information about the virus, how do you add the information? So it is only possible by adding the information by the side of the noun that we would like to describe. So here in the down space, the virus, a dash is given. There we have to add some information. So how do you add it? It is only possible by adding a relative clause. Then we have to understand what is a relative clause. Relative clauses are clauses that start with a relative pronoun like who, which, that, whose, where, when and why, that, etc. We all know that a clause is nothing but a group of words which has a finite verb form. So when we add the relative pronoun to a finite verb, it becomes a relative clause and it relates a noun to the rest of the sentence. So let us consider some example here, and before that we see what is a relative pronoun. A relative pronoun is a type of pronoun that often introduces a relative clause. First relative pronoun, next a finite verb and object or complement. Now we will see the various kinds of relative pronouns that we have. Who always refers to a person, which refers to objects, animals, birds. That refers both people and objects and animals. Whom also used to refer the people. Whose refers or is used to show the position of something. Where is used before the places, and when is used to refer to the time, and why indicates the reason, and what is used to refer to things. So using these relative pronouns, we have to make the relative clauses. What is the use of a relative clause? So the use of a relative clauses are most often need to define or identify a noun. If you want to give more information about a noun, add a relative clause, or you want to define it, add a relative clause after the noun or a pronoun. So let us consider this example. This boy is my best friend. So I would like to add some information to the noun this boy. Who lives next to my house? Here, who is the relative pronoun? Lives is the finite verb form. Then the sentence that is given in the yellow color is called the relative clause. Dear students, now we understand the types of relative clauses that we have. In the first example, the virus had killed thousands of people. So in between we have added a clause, that is, which was born in China in 2019. By that we are able to understand the virus was born in China in the year 2019. This information is very important to describe the noun the virus. That's why it is called defining relative clause. If this information is unnecessary or extra, as it is shown in the next example, it is called the non-defining relative clause. As it is given in the second example, the coronavirus, which was born in China in 2019, had killed thousands of people. By the second example, we can understand the relative clause, which was born in China in the 2019, gives the extra information about the coronavirus. It is not necessary, hence it has to be included in between two commas. It is called the non-defining relative clause. Now let us identify the relative clauses, whether it is defining or non-defining. In the example, the book is very popular. The book Ignited Minds is very popular. So we are adding extra information as a relative clause, which was written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It is a non-defining relative clause. The next example, the people always make parties. So who are those people? We don't know. So we have to define them. The people who live in our neighboring house always make parties. So this is a defining relative class. It should not be included in between commas. The third example, the Tirumala Express is late today. So it's very clear which express is late today. And the extra information given is that runs between Visakhapatnam and Tirupati. It is non-defining relative class. Okay. Dear students, now we learn how to combine the sentences using the given relative pronoun. The first example, Nick is a Tasso. And the second sentence is he lives in Los Angeles. Now we have to combine these two sentences using who. The first thing that we have to do is identify the subject here and identify the subject here. And the he is nothing but Nick. So we have to describe Nick using this sentence. Remove this subject here and place the relative pronoun who here, and this become the relative class. Now write the relative class in this place. Insert here as it is shown in the answer. Nick. Now this is a sentence who lives in Los Angeles. Again the predicate of the first sentence is it also is written here. Nick who lives in Los Angeles is a Tasso. Since this is a relative class which is non-defining, I have included these two commas. Next comes the second one. Nick has a small foot. The second sentence is it helps him balance and kick. Now take this it. Where is the it in the first sentence? Nick is not it. So it refers to foot. Now this sentence has to be inserted here. Okay. Nick has a small foot. Now here the relative pronoun is which. Remove it and write which here, and which helps him balance and kick will be the defining relative class. Nick has a small foot which helps him balance and kick. Now coming to the third example. The man becomes prosperous. He believes in hard work. Combine using that or who. Here take the pronoun. He refers to the man here. Now we have to write this sentence in this place. So remove the pronoun here and write that here and insert the sentence in this place. The man that believes in hard work. The man that believes in hard work. Again comes the predicate of the first sentence. Becomes prosperous. So likewise we can also use the word who. Who refers an individual, and that can be also used to refer an individual. The man that believes in hard work becomes prosperous. This is how we combine. Dear students, I hope you have got the concept of the relative classes. Now let us have a practice over this. Dear students, consider the first example. Edison failed many times in life. The second one is he invented 1,000 things. So he is explaining about Edison. So Edison, who invented 1,000 things, failed many times in life. It is used as a non-defining relative class. Next, coming to the second example, the environment must be restored. It is spoiled by human activities. The environment which is spoiled by human activities must be restored. So we are talking about the environment which is spoiled by human activities is inserted after the environment. Like third one, Nick had an electric wheelchair for mobility. He was teased and bullied. He refers to Nick. So write this relative clause after Nick. Nick, who was teased and bullied, had an electric wheelchair for mobility. That is how we do it. Next we move on to the fourth example. Sivasubramanian Iyer invited me for dinner. He was my science teacher. So here the word he is referring to Sivasubramanian Iyer. So insert the sentence after Sivasubramanian Iyer. Sivasubramanian Iyer, who was my science teacher, invited me for the dinner. Nick has a small foot. It helps him balance and kick. So it refers to foot. So write the sentence after foot. Nick has a small foot which helps him balance and kick. So it is defining the foot.